Good evening, everyone. I'm Chandrasekhar, and we are going to discuss about very simple but very important topic that comes under our linguistic. That term is called collocation. It sounds very difficult, very hard, but it is very simple to understand. And I'm gonna make it understand. I'm gonna make you understand this topic very easily, very clearly. Uh, why we are going to discuss this topic? Because this topic has been asked in NTA examination in 2025 recently, in English literature especially. So that's why we are going to study. So first things first. First, we need to define this collocation. What does mean by this word and what is this collocation? If we break down this word collocation, then we can get two words. First is co and the second is the location. What does mean by co and what does mean by location? We already know the location means the play, and what does mean by co? Co is that word is associated, association, relation, right? So there is the two words we can get. First thing is that association, and the second thing is place. So when we place word together or association, then it is called collocation. Okay, and why we are using collocation? Collocation is that when we sound like when we sound smooth, when we just want to sound fluent, when we just want to sound natural, and if we want to get an impressive style, then only we use this word collocation. And collocation means the words that are placed together, that are combined together, and those words are sounds when those words are sound natural, smooth when we place together, and it creates beauty in our writing, in our speech. That's why we use collocation. So collocation in English literature, why this term is used in our English literature? Why? Because when you study, when you read any poetry, when you read any poem, when you read any novel, when you read any short story, then the writer use this term collocation. Why? They just want to sound more smooth, they just want to sound more natural, they just want to sound more beautiful, and this can create an impressive style in their writing. That's why they use, and that's why we are also studying this today, because this term is also used. And it is not only in literature, we also use this term in our day-to-day life, in our life, I would say. Because when you say, when you go any restaurant, when you go any hotel, and when you ask waiter that get me a glass, get me a cup of tea, get me a cup of coffee, kadak coffee or kadak chai, then we don't use powerful coffee, powerful tea. Rather we use strong coffee, right? Strong tea. We can't use powerful coffee. We don't use rigid coffee, right? It sounds very weird, but because when you use collocation, just like for example, there is an example in our life. We use that make mistake, make understand. So here is the make is the collocated with the understand. When we make is make mistake, we can't say do mistake. This doesn't sound professional, it doesn't sound natural, it's smooth. That's why we use make mistake or commit mistake, right? So these words are combined together that sound very natural, and this is the way and how the natives of the English language they use this, right? So these are the things, that's why we use collocation. Okay, so this is the discussion. First, let's discuss about and read this collocation in linguistics. So this is the linguistic term. This linguistic refers to the habitual co-occurrence of words that tend to appear together more frequently than would be expected by chance. Okay, so this is the habitual co-occurrence. For example, you are going to do this work. Make sure you do this work. So make sure. So we do not use do sure. Instead of saying do sure, we say make sure, because this is the collocation, this is the habitual co-occurrence. That's how the native speaker or the Britishers or Americans use this, right? So this is the make sure, and this is the collocation that co-occur at the same time at the same place. So these words combine such as strong coffee. Right? I have also given the example: the strong coffee, strong tea. We can't say hard. We can't say rigid coffee. We can't say a powerful coffee, but rather we say strong coffee. And make decision. We can't say do decision, but rather we say make decision. And heavy rain. Right? There is a heavy rain. So heavy and rain both occur at the same place habitually. So that's why it is also comes under the collocation. And form natural, idiomatic, and expression that native speakers intuitively use it. Right? It is spontaneous. They use this collocation in their day-to-day life, and we also, as an English literature student, we also use this when we speak in English. Right? There are many examples. Many examples are there. We also use in our life. Understanding collocations is crucial for language learning. It is very difficult, but translation, and computational linguistics, as it sheds light and how meaning and uses are shaped by context. So this is the contextual, right? We can't say do mistake, we say make mistake, right? Commit mistake or commit fault. We can also replace the word mistake with fault, with error, right? But we can't replace this word make sure or make do mistake or do sure, right? So we can replace the second word, but we can't say first. So there are the features of the collocation. First is non-random. It is not non-random pairing. So when we use the two words simultaneously at the same place together, then those words combine, and those words are just like they fit together. Then only we use. Otherwise, that those words, if they don't fit together, then we cannot use them. Right? So this is the non-random. So we cannot choose the words randomly. It is defined. It is fixed. Right? Just like these collocations are not arbitrary. For example, we say blonde hair, but really yellow hair. Right? Yellow hair. We can't say yellow hair. Let me change the color of this. So we can't say yellow hair, rather we say blonde hair, right? Even though both could technically describe the same color. Here, blonde means also the same meaning. It is carrying the yellow color, and here the yellow color is also carrying the same meaning. But rather we saying yellow hair, we say blonde hair, right? So this is the collocation, and this sounds natural and smooth, or these words fit together. So these preferences are rooted in conventional and cultural uses, because these words are collocations has been using collocations word has been using for long years. So that's why it becomes like a habitual. It becomes it sounds very natural. It sounds very smooth. That's why we use. And because of long uses, because of habitual or conventional or traditional uses, we use this, and that's why we can get a smooth feeling. Impressive way, or smooth feeling when we use this, then we get this feeling. Okay, so now second is the degree of fixedness. So this is a fixed. Collocations vary in how fixed they are. Some are flexible, like make mistake. Okay, why it is flexible? Because we can change this mistake with error, with blunder, with fault also. This is my fault. We can also say this is fault. Make fault. So there are many examples. We can also replace this word, but we cannot replace this make. Right? This is the habitual. So while others are more rigid, like rancid butter, where substitutes like sour feel unnatural, because when we use sour butter, then it feels unnatural. That's why we just want to get natural words so that we can feel natural. So that's why we use this word rancid butter. And there is a semantic relationship here. Collocations often carry specific meanings that emerge from the combination. For instance, fast food. We can't say quick food. We can't say sweet food, but we say rather fast food. Fast food in the sense that the food is just like we can say junk food, right? In the same way, junk food we use fast food, but we cannot say sweet food or quick food, right? Rapid food we cannot say. because these words don't sound professional, natural, smooth. That's why we don't use this. So this is refers to a specific type of cuisine, not just food that is quick, right? We cannot say quick food, rapid food, sweet food. Rather, we say fast food or junk food. Okay, so this is the discussion. So let's jump into the question that that has been asked in our NET examination recently, 2025. It is the matchmaking question. So you can see this collocation at the first. As we have already studied, this is the co-occurrence or co-association with the words. So let's see a term borrowed in the 1960s. This is not the correct answer. A term for the contrast between the positive and negative in the sentences, clauses, and phrases. It is not the correct answer. A habitual association between particular words. This is the correct answer. That's why we can say the first will be matched to this third one. Okay, then the correct answer would be this one, second. Okay, so we have already discussed this inflected topic. We discussed in morphology. This is the inflectional morpheme. This is the polarity. I'll make separate video on this polarity. This is also the linguistic term, and the fourth one is the generative grammar. This generative grammar I have taught in our class. The generative grammar, this term was given by Noam Chomsky in 1960s. Okay, so I will make separate video on these two topics: first polarity and the second is generative grammar. Okay, so for this time, so it is I'm gonna conclude this session, this class. Okay, if you are looking for any coaching center, if you are going to take any classes, then do come to our coaching center, Key2 Success Academy, DDU Nagar, Raipur, and our new batch is going to start soon. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this video very much.